You know, firefighters will tell you that seconds truly can make the difference between life and death when they're battling a fire.
The Indianapolis Fire Department firefighters lost precious seconds and water pressure yesterday because someone parked too close to a fire hydrant. Eyewitness News reporter Emily Longnecker spoke with that driver today about his mistake and why he says he won't make it again. Emily?
Well, Andrea and John, the mistake cost that man $75 for parking too close to this hydrant. Better that, though, say fire crews, than the mistake cost someone their home or their life.
I hope that other people don't make the same mistake.
He'd only talk to us if we didn't show his face. That's because he says he feels like a big jerk.
I don't feel good about this.
This is what the man's talking about. That's his vehicle parked by a fire hydrant at 24th in Guilford. A fire hydrant crews needed yesterday morning to fight this fire down the street.
I had actually parked there the night before.
But 12 hours later, when IFD pulled up to the closest hydrant on scene, this was a problem.
The engineer, so in his mind, he's thinking, okay, do I try to access this hydrant and make it work, or do I try to go look for another hydrant?
The engineer decided to go with the one in front of him.
When he turned the hydrant on, that hose got a gigantic kink in it.
So fire crews only had half the water pressure they needed. The man says he asked a firefighter if he should move.
He said, we're already hooked up, it's fine now.
If the hose had already been charged at that point, which I believe it was, and it's sitting underneath of his car, you run a greater risk popping the hose and completely diminishing, or, completely breaking off that supply line.
The entire situation prompted this Facebook post from IFD with the hashtag #NotCool.
It is certainly never our intent to publicly shame someone or to make somebody feel like a jerk for parking in front of a fire hydrant. But there are laws in place for a reason.
I did receive a citation for parking 11 feet away.
By law, drivers have to park 12 feet away from a hydrant. That's on either side of it, not out from where the hydrant sits.
I do think the curb should be marked yellow. I hope the city takes this story into consideration and does something about it.
But that's not how the law works, say police and fire. There are no different colored curbs to alert drivers. The hydrant is supposed to be enough.
I think it's common sense, and I think for most people it is common sense.
And from now on, says this man, it's common sense to him.
I'm not trying to make excuses. It's just I didn't notice. I won't make the same mistake again.
A mistake, say fire crews, you don't want to be the one making when seconds can mean the difference between life or death. Now, no one was hurt yesterday in the fire. Fire crews say there was about $100,000 worth of damage to that house. Some of the neighbors here said they might take it upon themselves to paint the curb here a different color just as a heads up. But we spoke with police today, and they said that would actually be considered defacing city property. And they say this hydrant right here is supposed to be enough. Emily Longnecker, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.